We're gonna try old school starting. Alright, launch. Alright, welcome. Oh god, you guys remember this?
I remember designing that.
I don't know why you're saying that as if it's like, man, like I still
Well,
think
that
it's
website's
good.
gone. There's no Feel the Funk.
That
I
is true.
still like that.
Alright,
symbol.
so how about this menu?
We tried.
You know,
I mean, there's not even a single art style on here. Like,
menus are basically the only thing I did in this game.
we've got like
so...
3D rendered grass blades with hand-drawn snakes and
Fine.
something that's a stone.
Textured stone.
So, welcome everyone watching this video. This is a developer's play of IncaBlocks. We made the game. I'm Mike.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Cicelie.
We are Funkworks, and we made the game, and you cannot play this game. You cannot play this game.
Are we gonna get around to that story in this? Or
Yeah, we got
later.
plenty of time.
Okay.
Like, I played the game. Trust me, the game takes a while. The game is not good. The game doesn't exist on Xbox Live Indie Games anymore. But this is what the first game that we made and shipped as Funkworks on Xbox Live Indie Games in, I believe, 2009?
The only game we shipped on
Let's hit the
Xbox
About
Live
screen
Indie
here. I think the
Games.
About screen tells us from the copyright date.
Let's see.
I don't have a copyright date
doesn't
here.
Exist.
And there's a typo.
Where?
Where do you spot the type? Oh, the Inca space blocks right at the beginning?
Also first. Frist.
First, we passed our
That always
QA.
happens, though.
Oh, yeah.
That always happens
perfectly.
as a developer. Like, oh, crap, I mistyped that.
So who do we thank? So in addition to games, Funkworks also creates websites and desktop applications. No, we do not. We
Well,
host a weekly
our day
podcast, Feel the Funk. No, we do not, which is available on iTunes, Zune. No, it is not, at feelthefunk.com,
Which is
not a
dead.
real site. You were saying?
I don't know.
Okay. Special thanks to Ben Farmer and Mike Cooper of Cryon Games. I don't think they ever shipped the tank game.
They didn't?
I don't think they ever shipped the tank
That thing was fun.
Brian H. Prince, Microsoft developer evangelist at the time, and just really great gamer. Also helped us a lot with, Funkworks and getting us set up. XNA MVP Chad Carter pretty much wrote the book on XNA that is, sorry Chad, not worth buying because XNA is dead. But if it wasn't, that would be the book worth buying. James Zombie Silva, he made the game. I made a game with zombies in it. And I think our shout out there was the rise of the indie game coincided with the launch of I Made a Game with Zombies in it.
And
It
it's-
sort of hit viral.
Yeah, and since ours was right there behind his in alphabetical order, then it was great.
So that's why James is in there, because we figured, he did. He was a good champion of XNA and Xbox Live Indie Games, and of course Xbox XNA and Xbox Live Indie Game teams, and the actual teams were there, not the manager assholes around the team or the executives making decisions, but the team and the people behind XNA was awesome that we could do this. We also got a plug at the bottom for DragonTea.com, which has not existed in many years. And no one bought a shirt that wasn't
Yet those
me.
still look pretty
Like,
good.
no.
I bought 2 shirts.
Dylan bought 2 shirts, and
Did Nathan buy a
yeah,
shirt?
Nathan bought
Okay.
a shirt.
Did buy,
Nathan did
He
buy a
bought
shirt.
the invisible shirt. You
I
see
think
right there.
that's
Right.
actually a running theme with most of the stuff we've, like, all the games I've shipped on Android, or the one game I've shipped on Android that has in-app purchases, I literally know everyone who bought the game.
So, let's see. We had. I'm not going to talk too much about the history until we get into the game here. We have the amazing how to play wall of text, design fail. Like this is chock full of design fails 101. and I know how to play the game, and this is still confusing.
Having like a tutorial mode would have been like
light years beyond. Yeah,
like
we did make and ship this game in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
In fact, right here I will show a photo of our task wall where we burned down our sprint. I still have that photo of all of our done tasks on the sticky notes moving on the wall. So we did crank this out fairly quickly. The options menu.
Look, I think options and avatars were
I don't even have a bar. There's not even a slider bar. It's actual numbers. It's awesome.
I think that was pretty much my contribution. So
no, that was a menu I did because I was in charge of music, and so I did that menu. Yours is coming up. We'll get into it. Okay, so playing the game. These menus, I believe, are you. So I'm already in the game. So you guys hit A to join on your thing. There's Cicelie. There's Dylan. I'm gonna hit X, so we get a computer player, which is really playing me again because I wrote the AI. So it's two mics and other people. I'm really both those players. So we got everybody signed in. So yes, couch co-op. We didn't have online play because that's a ridiculous task to undertake for an indie shop.
Yeah.
Especially in 3 months.
But this could have worked. This could have been a multiplayer online game. But it was our first one, so we kept it simple. I believe this menu is Dylan.
Yeah.
All right.
I will
Look
say,
at my background.
I am impressed at, the avatars, and that didn't take much to do. Like, that was a neat feature that they offered.
And it was a feature
that
we added during development, because during the making of this game is when avatars became available for indie games.
Mm-hmm.
And so we added that in development. It was like, hey, can we put the avatars on the screen and get that working? And that was even before like any sort of avatar crazy Xbox Live indie game crazes. We weren't sort of cashing in on that.
It may have been like the tip of
well, that came very shortly after the Masonic games. You should be really proud of your cover flow, though.
I completely forget how I did this. And again, I've been working with Unity so long, I'm amazed I actually did anything in an all-code environment. Like that, just like, why did I ever do that? Although at the time I was like,
what is the...
XNA is the greatest thing. I would never want to go to...
Because this is a 2D game. This is in 2D. We did not jump to 3D to render this effect.
Yes.
So, yeah, Dylan is calculating a 3D perspective for all of this in 2D, doing all the math behind of it. And I do remember saying, I want a cover flow, go do this. And then, you were hacking on it for a day or two to get it. I
mean, it's probably some nice, transform, you pass in a couple of nice numbers and XNA.
Possibly, yeah.
But
there's probably some XNA support. It's probably not all raw math, but you did figure it out. And, man, I just, at the time was like, oh, the people are going to see this, and they're just going to be, amazed by the game. They're going to have to play it when they see this. That's how bad my foresight was at the time.
To be fair, though, that's the neat thing about getting into indie or hobby game design is, you think it takes this big, giant, game to be impressive. It's the little things that make you really feel like you've accomplished something.
So last menu up, this is my fault, this is mine. This is the how to play.
Again, doing a walkthrough or a tutorial would have been so much work.
Because this is just whatever, start.
So dump some text in there, go.
Just remember, as you're exploring the button, don't press B, because that is your give up, that is the end of the game.
Do we have a yes-no on that? Or does it...
Yes, we do have a yes-no on that.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Alright, so here's the game. So, mistake number one, you guys will fight, because you haven't played this in
ages
since we shipped it. The left stick turns the board, and the right stick moves the piece. Now, that is backwards from every controller, first-person, third-person based control system ever. And it was a last-minute change that really hurt our game. You can use D-pad to rotate a piece, okay?
I think it's just really complicated. It's a really complicated set of controls.
Well, it is. The controls need to be rethought. I'm not going to argue that.
Just 3 sets of axes for...
But here's the reason why. So the colors on the board indicate the max height that column is allowed. And I added to the game, in our development, if you hold down Y, you get this little translucent of like, hey, this is the range. And I imagined that it was going to be really key to be able to spin this, which you can also tell that my center point is not quite on. Like I'm on one of the points of the corner of the square, not
like
on the center of the
spirograph.
square, okay? It got close enough and we shipped it. So I thought you'd be wanting to do this a lot, and you can't hold down the Y button and spin it around unless that's the left stick. And so I changed that last minute, and that was by far the number one complaint. And anybody who reviewed our game, which you reviewed this game, first of all, how you're watching this, I don't know. But second, thank you. We appreciated all of them. The harsh ones and negatives, the positive, there were some like slightly positive ones, saw what we were going for and were kind of kind. So the object of the game here is there's a height on every column, and what you're trying to do is when you look at the game from the top, the most of your color that dominates is your score. You can see down the right-hand side, we're all at 0 right now. I'm going to go ahead and slide myself into this corner and hit A to drop it. And now it's Cicely's turn. You can see now I have 4 points. So there's 4 top-down facing points of my color. Now, once you get the first piece down, bumpers change pieces, by the way.
Okie dokie. Forgot.
Yeah.
Once you get the first piece down, the rest of your pieces have to touch your color.
Wait, what is the X? X was
The X is the hint.
Okay, yeah.
And the hint system is sort of based on a combination. It's the AI. It's also the AI logic. It's looking at the most points you can gain while also deducting points from opponents. Okay? Because, like I said, the AI is me, and I'm a dick when I play these games.
Also, you can't...
And so, like, taking points away from me is equal to gaining points.
You can't think too far ahead, and that's a good,
I've never played enough of this game to have an opinion of the actual strategies. Other than, I'll kind of do this here. Other than get rid of the awkward ones early. Like if you get stuck late in the game, it becomes hard to. And then on a four-person board, 4-player game on this board is going to be tight at the end.
Yeah. One thing I will notice since the music started up, like this was after you bought all that Digital Juice stuff.
This is Digital Juice music.
Yeah, which is good. I'm just surprised because like now with us doing so many Let 'em Dares and stuff, it ends up being like...
You have to touch your own.
Do you?
Yes. That's why
Well,
you're
Let 'em
red.
Dare, if you're doing the compo, you should write your own music.
Yeah, but I mean, we've been doing that for so long, it's just like, man, I can't...
The idea of
just-
licensing music for a game or using something.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not that hard to make music for the game.
I also know way more about music now than I did then.
That said,
I knew nothing at this point.
that said about the music, I think this is really good music. I actually still like it. I know we even got like a complaint in one review that the music was bland, blah blah blah, and it's like, I say what you want about the game, don't diss Digital Juice's music. They did I think a decent job. And I mean, their music isn't written to be necessarily memorable. They're not trying to sell CDs. But it is, I'm gonna do this. It is, filling the need of having some interesting background music, right?
Yeah.
So the AI in the game, I wrote the AI. I spent a long time. That was the number one thing that I spent most of my code time on. I did sort of this screen, the 3D graphics, and get that working, because I was also working on a XNA ebook at the time, and this was sort of my code, figuring it out. figuring out 3D code. Yeah, you got to be touching your own color. So you're gonna have to touch your orange.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other reason that you're red is you're above the height limit for a column.
Yeah, I knew that. I just keep forgetting and I guess the touching rule makes sense, because otherwise how do you restrict?
And I haven't said it yet, but just to get it out there, the game is based on a game called Rumus, which, after we shipped this, got acquired by Blockus, and now is known, if you go buy Blockus 3D, you're buying Rumus, you're buying IncaBlocks. So you can play this game in a board game format. I don't know if there's a digital version of it.
And I want to say Rumus was like nominally like Inca themed as well, so we didn't.
Yeah, that's sort of where we took it from. For the name, yes. And then
because obviously Incan pyramids had
yes.
the stair step.
That's how you build a pyramid. Is that not the... Oh, that's not the piece I thought it was. So my camera rotation... There we go. It's going to be a little interesting.
Yeah, it is a concept that in general works better if you have physical things in front of you.
It is... The camera and the way the piece move is relative to the camera. And it's just not perfectly nailed, so that sometimes the way you expect something to turn actually pick the axis that you thought. But anyway, so writing the AI... I did a state-based search on the board. So I represent the board as an array in memory and simulate dropping blocks. And first of all, checking that that's a legal drop. And then second, scoring that drop based on how many points it gains for you and how many points it takes away from your competitors. And then I thread this so that the AI is actually thinking on our turns as well. And that's how the hint system came about. Because actually, it's running 4 AIs. And when you hit hint, it's just your AI, what it suggests, based on those rules. Now, it does it iteratively. It keeps running. It never stops thinking. So it keeps a list of the 10 best moves. And every time it finds a new move, it scores it and then inserts it into the list based upon how well that's scored. So if it's really great, it'll go at the top. If it's bad, it may not even make the list. And then when it becomes its turn for the AI, I think it's got a coded think for 5 seconds and then make a move. And then what it's really doing in that 5 seconds is checking legalities. So
I can already tell I've lost because, again, I forgot that.
No, we're just barely halfway into the game. It can.
Yeah, but it's gonna be really hard for me to get pieces out. Like I.
Yeah, you may need to get across the wall.
Yeah.
Somehow.
It's like playing frickin' Catan with my sister. She will build the longest road and.
Yeah, actually, now I'm looking at it, like, you actually may not have a way over this wall.
Yeah.
Like hit the Y button.
As long as it has a no X, you mean?
No Y. I was just looking at the height limit because you got to find a place where you can go over.
Yep. I do.
I am an older sister, I'm sorry.
Yeah, with that stair stepping that she's built, has blocked that entire side.
It's fine as long as I can take some points from you guys.
So, I said our game is bad. Our implementation is bad. The game, I think, is kind of interesting and unique. And it was a very great scoped... I mean, not that...
But yeah, like your first game shouldn't be.
Again,
like
I can't turn it. I'm doing. So you watch me like rotate that piece and move it back and forth and rotate that piece. I was trying to spin the camera that entire time.
Yes, I figured.
Failing. So that if Dylan has that piece, that is his one way out. You see what I'm saying, Dylan?
Yeah.
Not really.
It's
so if you have this,
across the top.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you have this angle piece, and because
and you can drop it there, so why?
If I dropped it there, I block you in. I'm leaving you open. Now, whether Cicelie chooses to leave you open or not, that's on her. I'm being kind here, in this post-mortem burial, whatever this video is.
We come not to praise IncaBlocks,
But to bury it. Yeah, the good of a game is often interred with its bones. So we shipped this game to an abysmal no sales. It flatlined like day one in sales. And it got a few to trickle in. Over the year or so that it was available on the marketplace, we sold maybe 150 copies. Somewhere between 150 and 200 copies. Enough to get like $120 in our Microsoft account. So you see, yeah, you got to go to that top block. And that piece or the long L would be good. Yeah.
Again, it's really hard to figure out how to rotate something in three
You
dimensions.
have to envision the move, and then make the move, and then make the move that you meant to envision. It's the system. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of want to get rid of this. This is an awkward piece. That one is a very awkward piece to play.
Okay, so
So we got in 2017, November of 2017, we will finally get a check from Microsoft after Xbox Live Indie Games goes dark. When they completely shut it down. They've said that people who have bought games will be able to re-download and replay the games. So I don't know how exactly that's going to work in detail, but there's a couple years to figure it out. Many of the major titles that had success, if you look on Steam, have made it over to Steam, especially in the era of Greenlight. So if there was an Xbox Live Indie title that you enjoyed, I would recommend buying it again on Steam. Like, just show some love and support for the developer. Because one of the things we were not allowed to do on Xbox Live Indie Games was pick from more than 3 price options. And it really crammed down what you could, make from a game. And they eventually even took away the $10 option, which really hurt, I think, from doing anything more serious at that. So I would totally endorse buying a...
and at the time, though, I think what they were looking at was like the Apple or Android App Store. Steam wasn't what it is today.
Right.
So they were competing in something that, in retrospect, is a completely different market.
See, you didn't choose to come over there.
I don't think I could have.
he couldn't because there's a hole.
Yeah, like I
Oh, you didn't have a piece that could make this corner down?
Yeah.
I can't actually, I think, block this. I don't have a piece.
I don't think it matters. I think, I don't know.
Well, see, the thing is, like, looking at the score, you and Cicelie are the ones that are, like, if I'm going for a top dog here, and I don't really... Well, maybe. Hold on. Wait. This piece can. Okay. And there we go.
You've also got a lot of extra space that you can block us out of. Like, there's sort of that,
That's not the way I play. Remember, the AI is designed...
Yeah, no, I understand.
That a point taken is a point given.
Have you ever played Suro?
No.
Okay, Suro it's like a tile placement game, but the way I end up playing that is always thinking, like, how many moves do I have until someone else can decide my fate? And that's kind of this.
So speaking of fates, the reason you can't buy this anymore, and it's not on Xbox Live Indie Games, is after we shipped the game, first of all, there was all the errors that we made. That was one. But second was seeing just how little traffic was coming to the whole section. And that was the formation of Game Marks. That was why we formed Game Marks, was to sort of get more traffic. Like, make a website, talk about the Xbox Live Indie Games, review them, have a site of reviews and news and things, just dedicated to Xbox Live Indie Games to try and get more interest in the platform by gamers. And that's where that came from. And while we were running Game Marks is when the rating scandals happened. And essentially the height of the rating scandals was blown wide open when... so the hint system there has no move for you.
Yeah. I think I have to...
I think you have to tap out.
Which is B.
Okay, yeah.
And there's the confirm. So Dylan is locked at 19. The AI is hostile towards me because I wrote the AI to be hostile.
You guys should not have given me that escape route, because that gave me a couple extra points.
It did, but I don't know that, like, now you can make up for...
That is true. Depends on how aggressively you guys want to play.
Yeah, so the thing is here, for me... do I take just 2 points? Oh, that's below the... that would only be 1 point. The computer's at 15, though, but the computer is going to do more damage to me.
That is true.
Because I wrote it. So I think what I'm going to do... Even though I could attack Cicelie, but not by much. She doesn't have actually that many blocks I can build on top of. I'm going to go... here. Because that can't be toppled. So during the rating scandal, the main exploit that sort of got blown wide open, and it was always possible to manipulate ratings, but it became common knowledge that you could manipulate the ratings from the Xbox.com website, and that you didn't need an account. You could make an account and then vote, and then throw away that account.
The silver accounts, like the free level.
The free level silver accounts, right, could vote from the web. And that led to... Okay, so I need... I really desperately need to... I think Cicely's going to win this. Because that's like... Yeah, wait. Oh, it has me going there. So I guess be tied with Cicelie, but Cicelie can claim points there. I'll be 20 there. Oh, wait, no, actually now... Oh, so while I was doing this, I didn't notice it. So initially it was recommending over here, and then it had time to think, and my bias of, no, you're taking 2 points away. That's a better move. Yeah, I think I'm going to take that and just lock in second. Although, that's not a great piece to place. She may have an option, though, I think.
I think I do. Turn it that way and then move it this way. Wait, no, I can't do that because I'm not over there. Damn it.
Oh, wait, no. There's no... Okay, I thought there was in that hole. I thought there was a...
Let's see. There
was a piece on the ground, but there might not be.
Come over this way. And...
So during the rating scandal, it was hard to get Microsoft to respond. And we were tracking the stats really closely of placements of games and could just show that the only way that this game could be... if you punch for your hint, which is X, and it says I have no moves for you, okay, there's a pretty good chance, because it's brute forcing it, that there's no moves.
Okay. Yeah, because I was just trying to make sure that...
Crap, if I would have known that... Well, no, I could have just tied you. And then purple is probably going to place on top of a blue, so... Okay, no, I think he's given up. It'll take 20 seconds to give up. So it was hard to get Microsoft's attention. And so what I did was, basically, it was my decision.
Yes, I think
I took all responsibility.
Well, no, I think what happened was you said, like, well, theoretically, we could do this. What do you think about it? Over I am. I remember that, and I'm like, I'm not so sure about it. He's like, well, too bad, I already did it. Anyway.
Mommy!
So, so there's our game winning screen, which you can see Cicelie won, and Dylan and I are happy for her because we're in second and third, and the computer cries because the computer is last place. And you spent quite a bit of time, I think, on that screen, Cicelie.
Me?
Doing the art for that one.
Oh, yeah. But I think it was one of the first ones I actually completed. Although that guy at the top, he took the longest.
He took a long time, but also the background that you never really see.
Yeah.
Right there. Spent a long time on that. Let's pick a...
No one told me how little we actually see that.
That's not a 3D render. That's like...
Hand-drawn.
Hand-drawn.
Yeah. Oh, that was all hand-drawn. Everybody jump in here. Alright. I'm gonna pick a map to go a little quicker, because I think we're wrapping up, but I want to wrap up the story. That one's just crazy to play on. I think this is one that I made, so some of these boards, Rumus had, and some of the boards I made up. Mm-hmm. That might be a board I made up.
I think it is.
Because that has a very weird, yeah, so this has a very weird limit. So, like, the inner side is 5. Mm-hmm. The outsides are 3. And then the connecting pieces are 2s. So, like, this is a block. And I have that whole side now that I can claim 10 points. Which is sort of the, again, like, because I'm such a combative player. Like, it was designed with my combat intensive. Because then what it creates is, like, now the fight is dead over the center. Was that... Did you place the 4 like that? Is that what you're going for?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a different strategy here that we are not privy to.
Oh,
no, I don't necessarily know that I do. I just... I figure my only option is to open it up, and
the only option is not to play the game. The only winning move is not to play.
Yeah, basically, like it's not to play the denial game that you guys are playing. It's to.
I won't. I may lose,
but of course,
I will lose with honor.
Look at what the computer did.
Well, again, I coded the computer.
Well, yeah.
So it's really me and AI me.
It's not an honor thing necessarily. It's just like. You guys are playing the block game, but it requires you to set up in one place. I want to set it up so I can respond to your guys' denial game.
And at the moment, you're not shut out of a side yet.
No. I'm not... What my goal here... And bad idea to explain a strategy in the middle of the game, but... my plan here is to try to get access to 2 sides so that you guys are stuck walled
with
off.
one.
Like you have walled yourself.
We paid with our greed, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, I should have used the other one, but let's see.
Or this will blow up in your face, and you will have paid with your greed dearly for going for 2 sides.
Maybe. Also, like getting the access to map to.
Anything.
Yeah, so that locked that for you.
Although I think
what color is the computer? Oh, the computer's purple. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so, I think I can shut down this shenanigans right now.
Which shenanigans? My shenanigans or the computer shenanigans?
No, my shenanigans.
No, I'm...
Cicelie can shut me out of that second side. As it is, though, I've shut you guys out of that other side over there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 3 high. Oh, I can't.
And you guys can have the center. I don't even care.
Wait, no, I can. Alright, I've rethought. Yes. Alright, that's way too tall. But... Okay. And basically, I'm isolating your 1 golden cube over there.
That's fine. Like, I can still build off of it. I've isolated...
You only have, like... There's only a height of 1. So...
I thought the center is a height of 2. Like, Cicelie can...
I'm sorry. Yes, you only have a gap of 1 to use.
You may have actually made it so that Cicelie can't block me.
Oh, yeah.
No, she can't.
No. I mean,
can.
I'm working in.
I'm trying to rotate this.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah,
She
can.
actually took two
She can.
sides,
There.
so
Yeah.
that worked out.
That.
I should have. Never mind.
All right. So now the game is the center is all mine.
Is it?
No, that's the game. That's what we're playing.
That's what you're playing.
I need. I think this one. So, so getting Microsoft's attention with the ratings, I decided, the thing that we were talking about, we were joking about a minute ago, was that IncaBlocks was buried. Like, we were 1,600 of 2,000 on the ratings list. And I wanted to move us to number 100, which wouldn't put us on any lists, but then I would show the exploit by saying, this is how you do it, and I moved overnight IncaBlocks from 1,600 to number 100. And if I was doing what some of the others were doing, the real problem is that they were bombing good games. So you can vote your game up, you could also give ones to the high games to move them down, right? And a combination of both would get your game up in the rankings list. I wasn't doing the nefarious thing, but I just wanted to sort of show it. And also, I believe that Microsoft had a way, and I still believe to this day, they had a way of tracking and undoing the votes, because the system remembered when I logged in what I had voted. So they could have picked a date range of votes and just like, all right, these are out. And these votes came in, in this time period. All right, so Dylan is competing for center now. I need. I actually needed the other one. I don't have a one that goes the other way, do I?
Yeah, I don't think it comes with it.
Next best thing. Or best thing, actually. No, okay, I see there's a gap over there that you guys can play off of. So my gambit here is that by blocking you out of the center, I will get the center plus my side. But that I don't spend so many pieces holding the center, I have nothing left to claim my side
That
with.
is important.
So I took IncaBlocks and figured out the math, where we were at, how many votes we had, what it would take the average to be, and I was shooting for like 200 the first day. Like, move us in there and then fine-tune and adjust. Well, I don't know whether the average was off, my math I made an error, or there's a different calculation used based on recency of votes that Microsoft used or something. But what happened is I did the vote manipulation Friday. I just had the website open. I just had Xbox.com open during the day, and every minute or so, every 15 or 20 minutes or so, I would make a few votes, which I had to create accounts for. So I had to go through, fill out a profile, enter a fake email address, get registered, sign in, and then cast a vote. So I didn't do that many votes. We didn't have that many votes either. Again, we weren't a popular game. And woke up Saturday morning, and we were like number 29. We had crossed into the top 30 list. And at that point, my concern was that I might be taking legit sales.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to land on any lists. So at that point, Saturday, I pulled the game from the marketplace, and I actually sent an email into the XNA MVPs that were sort of the contact for us. Is the computer out?
Cicelie blocked her out.
Computer is out, gone. That's how we roll. So let's see. I need to take that in the smallest way possible. So I woke up and we were high. I pulled the game from the marketplace. That's why you can't buy it. It's never been put back on the marketplace since. Because I didn't want those sales to come in from manipulation of that. And we didn't even get that. A bad game is still a bad game. We got a couple of trials pop in, but no sales. And I used that though to show how manipulation was possible, and it was my proof that no, I did it. Here's how I did it, and my game moved up. And very quickly that followed was changes. Now, I do know that there were internal conversations at Microsoft about how to handle the manipulation of the game, because in every other case it was theoretical, right?
Yeah, there were a lot of people tracking that no one had done.
Hey, this all points to this guy did it, but there's no hard evidence. Whereas in my case, you had a full-on confession. So there was is there repercussions, or not? Which I actually hoped that there would be, because I wanted my story to go viral, and nothing would make my story go more viral than actually getting sanctioned by Microsoft, then maybe Ars Technica, then maybe Penny Arcade Report or any of the sites at the time might be interested in the story because there was a story to it. When it was just data, and I did talk with some people who wrote at different organizations, I'm not going to name them, at the time, and they didn't run a story because I had a whole bunch of data that showed how manipulation was possible, but I didn't have the sort of story to go along with it. And how did you end up with 2?
Because she
this entire time
jumped over me and the computer.
I just took out 2 of its 4.
Yeah, it's like Dylan's over. Like Dylan's at 11. Like he can place more blocks, but he can never get more than 11. And I can't get more either, right? Those are all 2s. Yeah, that's it.
Well, you got that. You got 6 more for you.
You can actually get a lot more, though, given the...
Oh, I can't place that yet. No, I can't. So yeah, I don't know to take credit for getting the change to happen, if that was going to happen anyway. Maybe it accelerated it, because it changed not too long after. No sanctions ever came down. They didn't even contact me officially. And how much seriousness there was behind, we need to ban them from the service, or if that was just one person's comment. I don't know that either, to say anything to that. But that was the fate of Xbox or of IncaBlocks. It did for a while. I will get it on Bitbucket, but I did clean up the source code, removed assets we didn't have the rights to release, such as
music, I think.
Music. I think that's it. And I removed the Funkworks screens and stuff like that, and put the XNA source code up on Google Code, which we've now survived. Google Code is shut down, as an open source project for anyone interested in XNA. It's like, hey, here's a game that shipped and passed all of the testing requirements that were given by the program to ship on the game, such as title safe regions and handling input and allowing any controller to play the game, etc. We passed all of that, which I didn't ever find that stuff to be ridiculously hard. It seemed okay to me.
It was just kind of tedious. You had to walk through everything, and you had to make sure that...
Did I barely lose this?
No, I barely lost this.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I can't put this down.
How big is it? Oh, you can't cover those 2. You didn't think ahead. You had this and blew it.
Yes, I did.
This was yours to blow, and that's exactly what you did.
No,
your avatar shouldn't be dancing.
I know, I could have only tied you.
No, it's 2 over there. You would have won.
No, I couldn't.
If you would have gotten those 2.
Oh, well, yeah, but I had lost that a while back.
How tall are the outer pieces? Are
3.
They 4? Or they're 3, okay.
Yes, you can't put that vertical, yeah.
accurate, guys. I'm gonna build what I still can.
Oh, but yeah, that is IncaBlocks for what it was, and with the service shutting down, I wanted to do this video and sort of get on there and just sort of relive it, retalk it, because it comes up a lot in our conversation. I constantly joke about our bad game IncaBlocks, and I wanted something that would live beyond Xbox Live Indie Games, and you can't play it now. I don't know that it gets ported to Unity or anything like that.
That would be rough.
It would sort of be rough. You'd have to rethink the control scheme,
and all those
and some other things. And I don't know that it's a bad game to do. It might be an interesting game to play on an online Facebook type thing, but because of the 3D nature of it, you really have to think the interface through. And I may just spend time on other games and things like that we're doing now. But hey, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Thank you for fans of Xbox Live Indie Games, fans of Game Marks, fans of Field of Funk. If you've ever watched any of our stuff before, we thank you. So, Mike signing off.
Bye-bye.